Hey, it's the Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. Normally, I give the phone number out. Normally, I give the fax number out, but not tonight.
Normally, you're here.
That's right. It is the best of.
That's right.
Drew, you are silky smooth, buddy.
Well, what do you expect me to be different on tape?
And looking good. All right, Drew, what do we got planned for tonight?
Coming up is Cypress Hill.
Be Real and Bobo were in here last time. I think it was about 1.5 years ago, as best we can tell. Drew?
About that.
Yeah. And we had you on the TV show, right?
Yeah, that was fun.
When was that?
About 1.5 years ago,
That was about 1.5 years ago.
All right. Well, you guys, we just started up a whole batch of those, so you can come on that whenever you like to.
Yeah, that was fun. We'd definitely like to do that again.
Well, you have a good time tonight, too. Hey, look at Be Real. He's starting to look like an accountant. I would love to, as someone's got to come up with one of those posters to sort of mark your evolution.
Yeah, right.
Remember that poster that was, it went stoned again? And it was like, it was an animated poster. I mean, it was a drawing, and it had 6 different squares, or maybe 9 different squares. And the upper left was a guy having a hit off a bong, and he looked pretty normal. And then he started to sort of slowly melt, and by the time it got down to the bottom right, he was just a pile of goo. Do you remember that?
Yeah. It was the rabbit, wasn't
You
it?
stoners should be hip to that.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't the rabbit.
Was it?
But it was during that whole sort of 70s pot thing. And it was the guy who did, like, I think the Keep On Truckin' and all that business. But Be Real, you need one of those posters,
Yeah,
too.
right.
You need the one from the real early days, from the early 90s with the hair out to here.
Yeah.
And then we'll need one from, like, 2005.
Well,
When,
I can't, I'm paying homage to the doc tonight,
Now he looks like a conservative stoner now.
Yeah, I'm the
You know what I mean?
conservative stoner guy now.
All right, well, tonight the venue's Loveline. We'll take some calls. We'll hear something off the new CD.
When it
and we'll,
arrives.
When it
it's not
arrives.
here yet.
When it
Yeah.
arrives.
Still being pressed. Tara, you're 16.
Do they press CDs?
I,
It's back to the Phantom of the Paradise references, I think.
I don't know how they get CDs, actually. Oh, they burn them. Tara,
Yes.
you're 16. You're on with Cypress Hill.
Okay. My problem is I wrote a letter to a guy about how I wanted to perform oral sex on him about 1.5 weeks ago.
Let me stop you there. You wrote a letter to a guy?
Yeah.
It's a friend of yours?
Yes.
Boyfriend?
No.
What prompted you to write that letter?
Huh?
What prompted you to write that letter?
Oh, a lot of stuff.
Like what?
I want him. He's gorgeous. I just want him.
Okay, so there's just a guy. This is your idea of how to establish a relationship with this guy.
Yes.
Let me
He's
tell you,
honest
that
about
is
it,
the
at
most
least.
different thing I've ever heard for a woman to express herself to a guy that she...
But you know what? It makes sense to me the way
It would work, too, as a
will.
woman.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
think of
would
it this
work.
way. If you're a guy and you see some really hot chick and you decide to write a letter about going down on her, she's going to call the cops.
Yeah.
But if you're a chick and you write that letter to a guy, there's a good 85% chance he's going for it.
He's going for it, but she'll never get what she wants out of that relationship. She's
The
putting
respect, definitely.
She wants a relationship, and she's going to get sex for that moment, and he's going to be on to the next thing.
Well, you know what?
did he do?
Hey,
What happened?
let me ask you something. Do you want him just for sex, or do you want a relationship?
Sex.
Tara.
Oh, well,
Wait. I don't believe it.
Drew doesn't believe it.
I don't believe it.
And here's the thing. If you do write that letter, write it out freehand. Don't make it look like it's been Xeroxed off, because that can scare a guy when you just sign your name at the bottom.
Maybe she cares a little too
To your
much.
form letter that you send out to the guys you're attracted to?
Yeah, like you're putting them on every windshield of every car in the parking lot.
Yeah, that's scary.
Tara, what's that all about?
Huh?
You don't want a relationship with the guy?
Well, I mean, I kind of do, but then I don't because he's a player.
Okay.
So she just wants,
Are you a
to-
player too?
Am I?
Yeah.
I guess you could say that. Kind
Well,
of.
let's put it this way. Was your dad a player?
No, I don't know my dad.
Yeah.
Oh.
What do you
Well,
want?
maybe he was.
Let's bet he was.
Well, Tara,
Tara.
how old is the guy?
He's 16.
And
How old are you?
16.
She's 16.
imagine being a player at 16. I mean, you barely got your driver's
I
license.
heard Bobo was a pimp at 13.
Hey, well, you know, things happen sometimes, What can you do, When you got it, you got it. Right?
I got to tell you, Bobo, and don't take this the wrong way, but I wish I was black so I could answer a question like that, because as a white guy, you can't answer a question like that. Watch, Drew, ask me if I was a pimp at 13.
I heard you were a pimp at 13. Yeah.
Well, you know what it's like. When you got to, and when it's there, it's there. Yeah. Now, see, you'd say, what the F are you talking about? Were you a pimp or weren't you a pimp? But for Bobo, it works. You go, oh, okay, man. I see.
All right.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah. See that? Tara.
Okay, can I finish my question now?
Yeah.
Okay, and then today he comes up to me and he says about that letter, why don't you do it? And his friends are around, and I'm like, no, and this is at a park. And then he, like, drags me in the public bathroom and tells me to do it, and I was like, no, not like this, but I still want to. But
do you understand that how he is treating you like a piece of crap?
Well, he just got the letter.
I understand, but that letter telegraphs to him that that's how you want to be treated. If that's what you want out of your relationship, Tara, you're in for a world of hurt the rest of your life. This is not the way to conduct yourself interpersonally. Just not. Mm-hmm. It's not going to make you happy. It's not going to get guys. It's not going to make you satisfied.
Out of it. What's wrong with it?
Then why didn't you do it?
Why did I?
Why didn't you do it right then?
Because his friends were around.
How much pleasure would you have gotten out of that?
If his friends weren't around?
You would have walked away from that feeling like crap. Go ahead.
You know, you would have walked away with bad breath and need for a napkin and a Sprite.
Yeah.
Take that.
And that's it.
Image is nothing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Drew, I hate to agree with Drew, but I think we all agree with
I think we agree with
Drew on this one.
When a guy sees a letter like that, the automatic thing he thinks is, okay, this is going to be easy, no effort, I don't have to talk to her, I don't have to do nothing, let's just go handle it.
Well, you know, the guy got the letter and he was at a park and he went, let's just go in the bathroom. I mean, he just dragged her by her ear into the bathroom. Yeah, all right.
Oh, no.
All right. But see, this is what happens when dads aren't around.
Yeah.
The little girls, they go south. Yeah. Believe me, they start writing letters this way. Scott.
Yes. Okay.
You're 19. You're on with Cypress Hill.
I just want to say what's up with Cypress Hill. I think you guys make fat music.
Thank you very much.
And I also want to say to Dr. Chu and Adam, you guys do a sick show.
Thanks.
And I get on my question. I met this girl 2 months ago.
That's good.
This guy is an asshole.
Why?
What?
Who?
Hey.
What are you listening to, Scott?
What?
What are you listening to?
You guys talk.
No, we just said, was that good or not? That's all we said.
Oh, no, all I heard was, like, something about an asshole.
Oh, yeah, I heard something in the background,
that's what
too.
I heard.
That wasn't... Did you play that, Mike? Oh, we didn't hear it in our headphones here.
Go ahead, Scott.
Okay. Well, anyways, I met my girlfriend about 2 months ago. She's, like, a real attractive girl. She's a model. She's smart. She sort of has, like, an air of mystery to her, and she has stoic-like emotions, which are hard to read into. And last week, she met this guy in her Friday modeling class, and this guy, like, wants to get together with her. And basically, he told me that he asked her if she had a boyfriend, and she said that she was sort of with someone. And, like, that sort of kind of bothered me. So I confronted her about it, and she acted real nonchalant, like, you know, she wasn't sure what the problem was. And so I told her that on Friday night I was going to be going out with my buddy. And we went out, and I told her to page me on Friday night or give me a call about Saturday. And she didn't do that on Friday night or all day Saturday, and so I was kind of wondering what the deal was. And so I called her on Saturday, and she said that she was going to be going out with her girlfriends, and I sort of chewed her out about that. You know, like, I was real unhappy that she hadn't, like, given me a call or page. And, you know, she said, well, she was sorry, and that was it. And so she was going to page me on Sunday, and she did that. And then when I talked to her, she had, like, a complete another agenda is sort of what it sounded like.
You know what? Hey, can I just, you know, cut through all this stuff and just tell them,
go ahead.
Forget about this chick.
Maintain your dignity.
Maintain
You're
your
about
dignity.
to lose it.
Hey, I went through it before when I was, how old are you?
19.
Yeah, see, about the same age. I think we all go through that at least once or twice. If
yeah,
we're
he's
lucky.
swallowing my pride. That's what it feels like.
You know, yeah, you got to just pick up the pieces and find something else, man, because she's just giving you the runaround now.
I think I ought to drop her then.
It's only going to get
I think she's already dropped you.
Yeah.
Well, she hasn't.
She just hasn't
point.
said the words.
Right,
She's not worried about you.
Hey, Scott.
Yeah.
She went to a modeling class?
Yeah, she has like a modeling class.
Do they learn to do heroin there?
No, they learn to like.
All right, everybody, and vomit. All right,
So they do, like,
Tammy, a
runway
little
walk.
deeper with the finger. Thank you.
This is X-Lax.
They do like runway walking, and like they learn how to take certain pictures or whatever. Like, I don't really like know about it, but
I don't think she's a real model. She's going to modeling school.
no, she's not. Like, she's just like getting started. She's just getting like gigs. She
She's
got her
training
first,
to be a model.
Yeah, that's about it. Like right there.
But she's in the whole scene and interacting with guys there and starting to look around.
I mean, I asked her what she was doing on Monday, and she's like, well, I'm going out with my 2 girlfriends.
Yeah.
And then she sort of gave me her agenda for the rest of the week, and I was like, all right, well, I won't ask you out the rest of the week, and then I got to go. I'll talk to you later.
You shouldn't ask her out the rest of your life now.
Yeah, she's not worried about you. Just move on.
Well, it's a catch. Here's the deal. You're good no matter how it goes, because you got one shot with a chick like this, and that's to back off and ignore a little bit. So if you back off and ignore, maybe she comes back. And if you back off and ignore and she doesn't come back, then it doesn't matter. At least you have some dignity.
But the only ultimately, if he really wants this one back, it will be because he's successful and happy, and then you won't want her anymore.
Right. I don't trust the chicks at modeling school. To me, you know what modeling school is made of? Chicks that aren't quite good enough looking to be a model, but have the attitude of a model, so they're going to modeling school.
I'll just tell the guy like this. Once that model dude, if he gets anywhere with her and he has his play and that's it, and he starts ignoring her, she'll probably come running back to you. Now, up to that point, you got to be strong and say, well, look, you hurt me before, I ain't even going to go there with you. But if you go back to her, you don't want to make the same mistake twice, in other words.
Find a chick who's going to bartending school.
Yeah.
Now, that's something you can use. Nikki.
Hey.
What's going on? Do they still have bartending schools?
Oh.
When I was a kid, I used to watch commercials for the Jack Tiano School of Bartending. I was like 11 going, yeah, it seems like a decent gig. Nikki.
What's going on?
You're 24. You're on with Cypress Hill.
First of all, I just want to say that probably about 4.5, 5 years ago, I kind of hung out with Cypress Hill at this place called the Players Club.
What?
And we kind of hung out, and they were really cool, and I just want to let them know that.
Oh, thank you.
And,
probably too high to remember that. But
one of them ended up hooking up with my friends because, I wasn't looking that hot. But now I look good, so it's all gravy, baby.
At least she's being honest right there.
Anyways, my question is for Dr. Drew. I'm 24, and I have really large breasts. They are a 34 double F.
Wow.
You guys must have been stoned. Not grab onto that.
I don't know how I don't remember that.
I'm telling you, I was one of those girls that was pretty calm and, not too,
Not too wild.
I hate to be too
double F.
misogynistic, but what we need is a number designation for the ass, too.
Yeah.
Which
no,
should
my ass
come.
was good. Like I said, it's all gravy.
Okay.
But
just a ratio.
How big is
number.
your butt?
A ratio.
It's nice. It's not big. It's not
All right.
small. It's just right.
All right.
But
2
anyway.
over 1, 2 over 2, 2 over 3.
Yeah, well, I just want a number like you.
On a scale from 1 to 10?
Hold on.
You do.
All guys know when they're dealing with a bra, they know a C cup, they know a D cup. But the ass is up to the guy who describes it.
I think it's been neglected.
And a guy who likes a big ass will say, she's got a beautiful ass, man.
But
And a guy who likes a bony ass will say, she's got a bone. She won't say bony ass, he'll say she's got a beautiful ass. But if there was a number that you could designate to the ass and then you could decide on your own, we got to work that out,
It definitely
Drew.
needs to be like a 0 to 10,
Yeah,
'Cause
definitely.
No ass is no ass.
I mean, to me, I've always been an ass man myself because you can always fix the breast if need be.
I comment on
That's
that.
Drew's motto. Nikki?
Yeah.
All right, so you got the big bust and the small to
No,
medium
I
ass.
didn't say nothing about my... Did you say bust or
Yes,
butt? Okay.
bust, yes.
All right, so anyways, my breasts are 34 double F. And I looked into breast reduction, but there's a lot of cutting up and things like that they do to it. And I want to know if there's some kind of new technology or something that can...
Not that I'm aware of.
they,
I mean, they can do liposuction.
Well,
do
there's
you
this
think they're
thing Bobo does with a straw.
Suck.
Yeah, they're not going to throw them in the dryer, Nikki. I mean, they got to get the knife out.
Yeah,
they want
don't
to
shrink.
That inverted T.
Well, don't they have, like, laser surgery now that might...
Listen, no. No.
And by the way, the laser's done more to confuse the public than any other medical breakthrough. It sounds so great. Just use the laser. We'll get the laser out.
We could call OB1 and he could slice her up with a
laser. All lasers
Right.
are instruments that cut.
Exactly.
It's a laser knife.
And they hurt.
It's a knife. It's just a laser knife, and sometimes they can be used sort of inside and manipulated and stuff. But it's a knife, and it's a knife. So
it's ultimately up to you whether you want to go through that.
Right.
What do you want to move down to?
Well, I probably want to get to like a D, because a D is pretty nice, and you know it's up there. So I don't want to be part of the itty bitty committee, but.
Are you starting to have
away from that
physical problems, your neck and back?
No. Only problems that I have are staring problems with people just looking at me, going, you know.
That's the only reason you want to reduce? Is that the only reason you want to reduce?
Yeah, I don't.
Why do you care what anybody thinks?
I don't have any back problems or neck problems, and and I don't want people to think that I got ahead in this world because of my breasts, because I do have, I have a nice body, I'm pretty, and I got brains,
Yeah, but you shouldn't care what anybody thinks. Just do what you do.
Especially when it happens to me, like on a daily basis.
Do you have a boyfriend?
No boyfriend.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, what's wrong with these guys? What country do you live in?
Well, you know what? I actually went out with some of my friends the other night, and we saw some guy friends, and we saw this dude checking me out. So he goes, hey, go up to that guy. And I go, what? If he wants to hook up, he'll come to me. So they go, you don't understand. Guys don't go up to girls like you. And I go, why not? And they said, they just don't. So...
they do when they're drunk. you can't go to church with that body and expect guys to come up to you. All right, listen, there's a piece missing from this puzzle. And because when you have a tight ass and a double F breast and you describe yourself as very good looking and you're smart and you're 24 and guys just won't approach you, there's a piece of the puzzle missing here. But be that as it may, if she wants to get the reduction, get it. On the other hand, if it's not causing any physical problems and it's just guys turning their head, I mean, a lot of women spend a lot of money getting people to turn their head. This is true. People spend $80,000 on a car to get people to turn their head. They spend $2 million on a house to get people to turn their head. It's all about trying to get someone to turn their head.
The attention thing. You
right.
Know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You got what women pay thousands of dollars to get. You got it naturally.
She wants to pay thousands to have it undone.
Oh.
Wow.
But most women are very satisfied when they get those reductions done. So,
Susan.
Okay.
You're 17.
Yes.
What's
okay.
going on?
I want to say hi to Cypress Hill.
Hello.
And they should know that their song Inside in the Membrane is still at the top of the list.
Oh, thank you.
They still play it on the radio. Okay. There's this guy that I kind of started talking to like 3 weeks ago. And, well, he works with me and stuff like that. He's real nice. And, I mean, I'm real nice, too. He has a nice personality. And he's good-looking to me. He might not be good-looking to my friends and stuff like that. But, I mean, we've been talking, like, for a while already. And it's like, he doesn't ask me out.
Where do you work with him?
What work do I work at?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Well...
She's a dancer.
No, well...
What kind of place?
Shakey's.
No. We work at Burger King.
Oh,
no,
how cute.
That's nice.
High school love.
All right, but if you're there for another 6 months, you kill yourself, right?
No.
Are you managing the place or something?
No, I work there.
Is he?
Yeah, he works there, too.
He's not the manager.
We're at the same position.
And is he the kind of guy that you think would normally ask a guy out, or does he just not have any experience doing that kind of thing?
That would ask me out? Well, I don't know.
No, I mean, is he date girls?
Shy?
Is he shy? Has he ever had experience dating girls?
Well, see, I told one of his friends at school, like 3 weeks ago when we started talking, I go, well, at work had seen that, I go, yeah, does that guy Jose, like, talk to anybody? And she's like, she's like, no, and I'm like, oh, well, she's like, why, you want to hook up? And I was like, well, no, it's all right, so, and
no, that's where you screwed up right there.
No, but then later on, I went like a week after that, I told her, yeah, you remember how you had mentioned to me that you would, will get us to talk? She was like, yeah, I go, we'll do it. I go, I want to talk to him. So I guess she went up to him the next day at school, and she told him that, I wanted to talk to him. And he was like, well, yeah, he's all, I want to talk to her too,
Yeah, so you're like, now do the next phase, which is to get the word out that you want him to ask you out.
Yeah, well, he thought I was pretty and stuff like that.
All right, look, just do that.
He said, who did he tell you're pretty? How do you know he thinks you're pretty?
Because he told that girl.
No,
all right,
it's all fine. Just send the word out that he's got to get off his butt a little bit.
Right.
All right, or else you ask him out. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, maybe he don't know how.
You ask him out. Susan. What's wrong with that?
It's the 90s.
You're working at the home of the Whopper. You should really get on that.
Ask him out, Susan. That's the thing to do.
Really, Drew?
Start right now. Why not?
I don't know.
You don't think guys would be pleased by that?
Yeah, it's just guys are... This guy sounds kind of nervous. I mean, to have this theory that either the guy is nervous and doesn't want to go out with girls, or he doesn't like her.
No, at that age, though, it's nervous and hasn't yet figured out how to do this whole thing.
Yeah.
Think
All
about
right.
it.
He might let it slip through his fingers. She might get tired of waiting.
Right.
All
He's
right.
a little old for that, but
His
I think
approach
still
may not be right, you know.
Yeah, that's a lot to ask of a 17-year-old chick to ask a guy out at work, though. Because, you know, if someone at work dumps you, you got to see him at work.
Well, no,
and continue to see him.
As fast as a lot of these kids are these days, that's not too surprising.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And it's one of these jobs. It's not really a job. It's one of those jobs you're supposed to.
He's not
you're
the
supposed to
manager.
quit.
They're the same
summer
level.
things.
They're both in school together. It's
Right.
good.
Okay.
Oh yeah, everybody now. Loveline will be right back.
Hi, this is Jenna Jameson, Starlet of the Year, and nothing makes me hotter than listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
All right. Hey, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew setting a very bad example for the guest. Gary Busey was out puffing on a cigar. Gary walked in, saw Drew on the phone in the next room, and promptly headed out of the room. So, hey, Ann, could you throw something at Drew and get him in here? I'm guessing he's talking to the emergency room or something.
Dr. Drew is right.
Yeah, that's the thing about Drew.
He's talking to his agent.
It's really his manicurist, I think. Drew's a doctor. A lot of people, I know I try to drive this point home, but a lot of people think he is a media doctor, but in fact, he's a regular doctor who happens to be on TV in the radio, and he has a full-time practice. And
I think that's good.
It is good. It's bad for me because he's tired when he comes in here, but it's good for all you because he's a practicing doctor. So then he comes on at night and tells you about what he's learned. It's not as if he's been out of it for 10 years. Drew, who are you talking to?
The drug unit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Trying to score?
No. A couple of missions.
Oh, people you know?
No, I will.
That's great. That's great that people are... The hardest step you can do when you're addicted is to say to yourself and mean it in truth, but I'm addicted to cocaine. I'm a cocaine addict.
Can't control it.
Can't control it. No, you can't. I can't. I can speak for others.
Well, Gary Busey is our guest tonight. He's going to be the subject of the E! True Hollywood Story. I swear to God, if they did a 2-hour one on my neighbor's neighbor, I would sit there and watch it drooling.
Just the way they present it.
And if I had to go to the bathroom, I'd just go right there. I'd be scared to get up and leave the room, unless there was a TV in the bathroom.
Is that why you have a TV in the bathroom now?
That's what.
Just
Well,
please.
that's first number 3, not number 1, not number 2.
Drew, did you see the bumper sticker on Adam's car?
No.
It says, I'd rather be drilling.
Oh, yes.
I saw it.
I did not say
Yes,
that,
it said
please.
that. Yes, it did.
People are going to follow me.
You think you can live on a diet of accidentally swallowed gum?
Gary
that.
has done 75 movies at least, to his credit, been to hell and back, and then, like an idiot, went back to hell again. See, Gary went to hell back, realized he forgot his bong
Wallet.
and his Coke, and he went back.
No, I forgot my wallet.
Forgot his wallet, went back to hell, he came back again, and then he went back again. But here he is, in one piece.
Yeah, I thought I was pretty smart. I was a genius for 20 minutes when I did cocaine.
But, you know, here's what I think, Gary. Here's my honest assessment of this kind of stuff. The gene in you that makes you the addict is also the thing that makes you the great actor. Now, it's not to say that you got to be high on cocaine to act.
I think his personality is more the addict.
But don't you think do you think his personality has something to do with his addictive nature?
Yeah, and that some of that
Hold on, Gary, be quiet. We're talking about you.
Addicts are interesting people. Addicts are very colorful, interesting, sensitive, sometimes dramatic people.
Well, wouldn't you say that a higher percentage of performers and
addicts,
and band members and those things are addicts?
That tends to be because they go towards those sorts of thrilling kinds of occupations, though.
Right.
Hey, listen, this is a great quote in this little press release they gave us about the E! Entertainment thing coming up. Apparently, Cheech Marin Cheech and Chong says,
buddy,
of
yeah.
Gary, I suppose now, man, he gets his head pounded against the pavement one too many times, and he'll either see God or stars.
So he saw God.
Yeah.
You know what a star is? They say, hey, how does it feel to be a star? A star is nothing but a self-contained mass of gas.
That's true.
Wait a minute. So I'm a celebrity myself.
Could be.
All right. So Gary, I think. All right. We got tons to talk about with Gary, but we'll take some more calls and we'll get back into it. Max.
Yeah.
You're 16.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
All right. I had sex with a coworker, and she is now not talking to me.
Is your coworker married?
No.
How old is she?
19.
Where do you guys work?
I don't really want to say. Cause
What kind of place?
What kind of place?
Lamp.
Lamp?
I sell lamps.
Do you work at a lamp place?
Yeah, I
Like-
sell lamps.
Some lamps. Like lighting shop.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I was going to guess that, actually. Drew, would you talk into the mic instead
We're
of
not.
making love to it with your shoulder? And did you just have sex with her one time?
No, twice.
Twice.
You see her all the time?
Yeah.
And you want to have a relationship with her?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
You guess.
I'm not so sure that she would respond with great enthusiasm to that sort of ambivalence.
No, he knows that she doesn't like him that much, so he's being reserved.
Is it that, or maybe is the fact that he wasn't into it that caused her to turn around in the first place?
Which is it, Max? You like her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she knows you like her.
Yeah, I guess.
And she did one of these things. Women do this. They're attracted to some guy, especially a younger guy. She's 19, you're 16. That's a big 3 years to a woman.
Does she have a boyfriend?
No.
Or somebody, guy's trying to get back at or something?
Yeah.
So she has a guy she's trying to get back at?
Yeah, he's a lot older.
Oh, really?
I believe he's 34.
Oh, how many times do you see it? Guy drops girl gets job at lamp store, has sex with young lamp attendant.
He's the bullpen.
Yeah. Yeah, I have this theory, Gary. I swear to God, and listen to me, guys. Okay, they will do this to you. When you're not acting right to your woman, and women know long before you do that the relationship's heading sliding.
That's right.
That's why when you talk. You know, I'd love to do an interview with the man and the woman right at the end of the relationship. Here's how it would go. You talk to the woman. What happened with you and Kurt? We've been on the way out for almost a year now. He doesn't look at me the same. I mean, this was the straw that broke the camel's back, and we both known it's been over for some months, and I finally just left. Talk to Kurt. What happened to Sheila? I don't know. I was out playing softball. I came home. She was gone. I swear to God, I thought she was abducted. I have no idea what happened. This is how guys are. They have no idea. The woman has to physically get up and leave before they realize. And that's why guys are always standing there like idiots going, what? What do you mean? What? Honey, what? Where are you going? What do you mean?
That's a young age, too, they're at.
Yeah.
In terms of discovering the reality of love or the reality of infatuation.
But also this girlfriend has that element of chaos going.
What women will do is when they see the relationship sliding, they will start looking for another guy. Usually at work. It's what I call the bullpen. They start grooming another guy. It's not evil. It's just almost a natural function that women have. They're not going to have sex with the guy before they break up, so they're not technically cheating. There's just someone else around, and they're talking to them, they're flirting with them, they're at work, and the women know that this guy would go out with them in a heartbeat.
Is that called hunting?
If they were single.
Is that called hunting?
It's stalking.
Safari?
It's like they've pulled the bow back, but they haven't released it yet.
Zen in the art of archery.
Huh.
And then the second they break up with their boyfriend, whoosh, boom, they nail you. And then they start reeling you in. So, Max, you were the guy who she was sort of stalking while her relationship was on the skids, and then she slid over to you. But I don't think she's serious about you.
I will say that the women that really get into this kind of behavior usually have a lot of hostility and control issues and powerlessness issues, and you usually get some stuff going on in their personality structure. I mean, he's a 34-year-old, and he's not into her, and so she's going to act out with you. Chaos.
Right.
Not so good. So
maybe to make him jealous, the 34-year-old.
Well, but on the surface, it's to make him jealous, but it's all part of the chaos of that relationship, which is obviously not a real genuine connection of anything.
Max, you need to find yourself a nice 15-and-a-half-year-old who loves her daddy.
All right.
There you go.
All right. You'll be fine.
And don't have sex with her for 4 years.
I see.
Okay.
All right.
It's gonna suck working in a lamp shop when you're 16. Just because I don't think people know how to react, you know? Like, you know, when you tell people what your job is, they usually have some follow-up question. But you know what I mean? Like when you go, where do you work? And you go, I work at a pizza place. And you go, I bet you get a lot of free food. Yeah. You go, I work at a lamp store. People go,
yeah, there's not much to ask there.
What are you, a 60-watt man or an 80-watt man? Christina. Christiana.
Yeah.
You're 22. You're on with Gary Busey.
Hi, boys.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi. Well, since I've been with my boyfriend, which has been about 3 years now, I've just happened to notice that I contract a yeast infection about, say, twice a year.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I realize that any number of things could cause this.
Correct.
I've done my homework, but can my boyfriend going down on me actually affect that?
Yeah, I mean, anything
could be.
Anything can. Why do you pick that behavior?
Because I read it somewhere.
Yeah, almost anything can. I mean, condoms can trigger it. Just his semen can trigger it. I mean,
maybe a dirty mouth.
Maybe he's eating some oyster crackers or
changes
something.
in your diet. I mean, just
food in the teeth.
It's real difficult to nail down what causes recurrent yeast infections, but it can be any of those things.
Hey,
are you saying that there's a connection or not? Then
there's a potential connection.
A potential connection.
Just as there are potential many other things that could be causing it. That's one of them.
Yeah, but you walk over a sewer vent and there's potential.
Yeah, right.
Is that true?
Right. I mean, it's just almost anything can trigger.
If you're penniless.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if they're just cotton.
May I ask one more thing?
Yeah.
Okay, it's friends and I are having a.
Why? Hold on. Is he working that angle?
Excuse me?
Is he working the I'm giving you a yeast infection via oral sex angle?
Oh, Lord, no.
Oh.
No, I haven't even brought it up to him because I just never knew how to word the question.
I see. Okay.
What's your other
read
question?
it on the net or something, and I never believe what I read anymore on the internet.
That's very smart.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, just wondering about that. Anyway, the other question was having a little debate about whether or not it's possible to influence the way bodily fluids taste. Is there...
You know, this discussion has come up many times over the years in the show, and basically, no.
No. Unless the person who's tasting them, it actually can be influenced if the person who's actually tasting the fluid gets drunk. But that's about it. It's not about you consuming something that's going to change the taste of your fluid. It's about your partner consuming
we're
something.
We're going to have 100 calls of people
gonna
swearing that they found something that works and stuff. And we hear these sporadic stories, and maybe there are sporadic success with this, but generally, no.
Well, and who cares? So you drink 400 gallons of pineapple juice, and it's now, the guy's semen tastes like semen with just a trace of pineapple juice.
It's Hawaiian semen. Aloha.
Mahalo.
All right.
Mahalo, Christiana.
Mahalo.
Bye-bye.
All right.
You have 5 seconds. Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. 2.
Hey there, kiddies. It's Loveline. Adam Carolla, that be Dr. Drew.
Maybe to mention our premiere, too.
Yeah.
We just found out about it.
Everlast is our guest tonight. You remember him from House of Pain. Name of the new CD is Whitey Ford Sings the Blues. And from what I've heard so far, very strong. Although I've only heard one song, but...
We'll hear another.
I'm going to hear another coming up. And I'm sure I'll enjoy the hell out of that, too. Noelle.
Hey.
Hey, you're 26. What's going on?
Nothing. Just wanted to say hi to you guys. You guys do a great job. And I wanted to say hi to Everlast.
Hello.
We did see you at the Arsenio Hall show also, like that last caller. You guys were really, cool. I wanted to ask about how did the guys react, the other guys from House of Pain, to your heart attack?
Oh, they were actually, both of them were out of town, but they were on, the phone instantly.
Wow.
You know, I mean,
You probably freaked them out.
Yeah, actually, one of the guys called me crying. I mean,
Wow.
the initial word was I was dead.
Wow.
So, I mean, they were just glad that I was alive. And we're still awesome friends. I mean, the group didn't break up. I quit to do some different stuff and get my head together. And
I know the media totally, went, oh, they broke up and they're not friends anymore. And, but you guys were pretty tight for years.
Yeah, we were friends before any of this. We'll be friends long after.
Right. Well, I totally love your stuff. We're going to see you tomorrow night. And I'm going to be in the front. So,
All right.
That's going to be pretty exciting.
All right.
Thanks.
Pull your top
All right,
off.
then. Thank you very much.
Pull your top
No
up.
way. I'm too fat. It wouldn't work.
Well, then he'll really know who you are if the fat one pulls her top up. All right. I'm going to bust a little jam here myself. Now, here's the story. I'll explain the Russian rapper real fast to Everlast. I was a Catholic Big Brother. I was in the Catholic Big Brother program for many years ago. And this is before radio or TV or anything. I was just a carpenter, and I was doing a little comedy, and somebody I knew worked for the program, and they kind of recruited me. And I got a little brother, Nate. This is probably 8 years ago. And Nate was probably about 11 when I got him. And he just paired me up with this kid who didn't have a dad. And we hung out. We'd go to the park on the weekends, go to the Knott's Berry Farm, something like that. And go to the beach. And after, Nate never had any friends. Never had any girlfriends, never had any guy friends. Just a sort of computer geek kind of guy.
Right.
And he was a little introverted guy. And he was a nice kid. We just never had any friends. One of those awkward kids. And he started hanging around with a guy, and he made a best friend eventually, which I thought was great, because I remember when I was 11, 12, 13 years old, my buddies, I mean, that's all you had, especially your best friend, and that was it. And he started hanging around with him. He could have picked a better one, but this kid's name was Tim. And Tim was from the Soviet Union. And Tim was quite a bit overweight for a 12-year-old. He was overweight for like a 65-year-old at 12. He was probably about 5'3", 5'4", and he probably came in about 245, 250. I mean, he was a lot of kid. And it was fun when we went to the beach, because Nate was the skinniest, whitest kid you ever saw, and Tim was this big behemoth of a kid. But anyway, Tim had a thick Russian accent, and he was probably just in the United States for a few years, and he was enamored with the whole rap culture. He loved it. And this is, 6, 7 years ago. It's probably, anyway, Snoop Dogg and NWA and who else, Drew? Well, House of Pain. Okay, so he's listening to all this stuff, and he's rapping. And he'd keep bringing these cassettes and putting them into my car, and we'd drive down to the beach on a Sunday with Nate in the front and Tim in the back, and Tim would be rapping along with the cassette, and he was dead serious, but coming from the big, fat, white Russian kid with the thick accent, it came across as a little bit funny. Now, I'll give you the first and the second, and I think the second is the House of Pain rap. Isn't that right, Drew? Oh, okay. You don't know. All right. Well, what's the first one, Mike? Does anyone know what the first one is? All right. So I'll give it. I'll screw it up. But you gonna dump the curse words here, Mike?
Maybe.
Maybe
if he gets to it.
All right. So maybe I'll leave the curse words in. Here's his first rap. Beaches ain't but hoes and tricks. Suck on these balls and leak on these dick. Now, who is that? Is that Dr. Dre?
Snoop.
That's Snoop?
I think that's Snoop.
And he always got mad because...
Off the Chronic. That's the Dr. Dre.
That's the way I would sing it. And he'd go, no, it is not suck on the balls and leak on the dick. It is lick on the balls and suck on the dick. He was... Are we allowed to say that?
Mike's going to get that.
It's a little late now, man.
All right, who cares? It's a late night. These kids are listening to rap. All I'm doing is recreating rap. Okay, so anyway... His second one was the House of Pain one, but I realize I'm screwing it up, but I'll give you the way I remember him doing it. Maybe he was screwing it up. I got Bakhan like John McEnroe. That beach steps up, I'm smocking the hoe. But I reversed something there, didn't I? It kind of worked,
like what
though.
A Russian guy would say. Yeah.
It does, though.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Is that usable? I mean, could you get me in on your next
thing? We might have to sample you, man.
Yeah.
Put you on the next record. I'm going to get a tape of this and just sample it and loop it.
Leak.
And I hope your little Catholic brother doesn't listen to your show every day, because
he was in the car while Tim was busting. It was great. Yeah, he'd go, oh, that is, word up, man, that is dope. We're going to cruise some hoes. I was like, you're not cruising anybody, Chunky. Cruise some hoes. Greg.
Hey.
Hey, you're 16.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I have a question for Everlast.
Yes, sir.
really nothing on the topic of Loveline, but my question is, why do all the rappers cuss when they're rapping? Why can't they just rap about pimping their hoes and shooting cops and stuff without cussing all the time?
I don't know.
I think that's sort of rhetorical.
Yeah, I mean, the best I could do is, I'm guilty of swearing a little bit, not a lot though, but, my mother always told me, to swear was the sign of a lack of intelligence. Yeah. To me, it's just lazy. Is what it is. It's just somebody being lazy, Yeah. I mean, I like to think, and I'm sure everybody likes to think this, but when I go so far as to use a word that's swearing or something, it actually has some validity and
it means something.
Yeah, But most of the time, it's just laziness. It's just somebody. It's also shock value. It's a lot of these young kids who think that's the cool thing to say. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really into a lot of hip hop right now. The stuff I'm into as far as hip hop is like Gangstar and Divine Styler and which is all more positive stuff, and it's not really. I'm not into all this, gun culture, drug culture stuff.
Don't you think in general though it's kind of turning around a little? Like maybe the whole shoot the cops and smack the hoe thing was at its peak a couple of years ago, and it's coming back around.
It can only last so much longer. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people are going to get smarter. And hopefully, I mean. Actually, what a person gets smarter, people get stupider. But
it still worked. I was going to correct you.
It's I don't know how to answer that, man. Except don't buy those records, and that's how you'll stop people from swearing.
Well, also, if you're talking about, and you're usually talking about people that grew up in a certain environment, spoke a certain way, dealt with problems a certain way, had a certain language of their own, and then when they start singing, just like when Joan Baez starts singing or whoever starts singing, they sing in the language that they understand and the language that they use.
But also his question was why they do it, and why they do it is because it sells so many records right now. And if a lot less people said, hey, there's a such thing as, something that's acceptable and something that's vulgar. And I find a lot of the music today vulgar. I mean, honestly, it's not. I came up in the heyday of like Run DMC and Public Enemy and groups that actually were trying to say something, and even if they weren't trying to be just all nasty for shock value.
For the sake of being
nasty.
What I'm saying? Right. All right, we're going to tease this call, and then we'll go to break. Angel.
Yeah?
You're 24.
Hey.
You're scared of people in general, men in particular.
Yeah.
Okay. You have a bad experience with a man?
Well, my father.
Okay.
I mean...
Hold on, Angel.
Yeah?
We're running late. We got to take a break.
Uh-huh.
And we'll come back and figure out what Dad did.
Okay.
All right.
Great, thanks.
All right. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back for more Loveline.
This is Loveline.
Loveline will be right back.
Well, it's the best of Loveline. As per usual, this time we have to take ourselves a little 10-second station identification, and we'll be back with more of the best of Loveline in a scant 10 seconds.
Great.
This is Loveline on
Radio
Station
92.1 KFM, Green Valley, Tucson.
Chris Kattan from Saturday Night Live. Third, is this your third?
This is, yeah. Wait, hold on. Yes, coming up. No, this is my third.
The premiere was with Kelsey Grammer. Kelsey was last
Cameron
week.
Diaz.
Cameron Diaz
was the premiere.
Week or 2 weeks before
2
that.
weeks ago.
Yeah. We were in Syracuse.
We watched that, though.
Watching that.
You're in Syracuse?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
What's love like in Syracuse? Yeah.
It's a big school there.
Yeah.
Huge school.
Yeah, I got one brain between the whole student body over there. I didn't like them. They were very offended by my humor.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, here's what happened was we invited there to come speak in the college room, about 2,500 kids, something like that.
Yeah.
And the first question is, what's your guys' recommendation for getting involved in media? And my response was, well, don't study it in college. Whatever you do, just study something you're interested in, get a good education.
Right.
Well, three-quarters of the room was filled with the School of Communication, who took great offense. That immediately completely alienated them.
Way to go, Drew.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just picking up the pieces after that.
For the next hour,
It was a real abortion. Night at the Roxbury is the movie, well, amongst other things we're going to talk about with Chris, that opened last Friday and opened real well. And that's good. Now,
that's a good thing.
I have not seen advertisement. I've not seen a push like this for a movie in a long time, but that doesn't seem to guarantee anything because, as we were just talking about off the air, not since basketball have I seen a push
that was
like this.
Pushed. Like
and
everywhere you saw those basketballs.
Everywhere.
Their crotches, and that was like everywhere.
Everywhere. And I was sitting with a guy once, and he was doing something real cruel. This was just a couple of weeks ago. He was looking up, or maybe he saw it in like USA Today or something, Saturday Night Live cast members or characters that have spun off into movies, and looking at the differences between, for instance, Wayne's World's gross,
right,
and let's see, It's Pat. Yeah, the Julia Sweeney
that
thing.
wasn't a Saturday Night Live film, but that doesn't matter.
But he made spin-offs.
Characters that have come from Saturday Night Live, talent that have come from Saturday Night Live.
That
Pat made $50,000.
No, $500. It can't be. Was it really $50,000?
It was like $500,000 in 4 years.
That's like it played 4 years.
Yeah, that's with the Asian market.
Yeah,
and it's just Wayne's World couldn't have been 5 million times better, but it's just the way it goes. And
that's just the way it goes. There's no way to.
Oh, thank God you're on the winning end of that, Chris. Now you
don't know how nervous we were.
I can imagine.
Know. Well, these guys don't talk, and they do their nose and. What is love? And then we write a script.
Who wrote that? You and Will and
this guy Steve Korn.
And does Steve, is he a guy you've worked with, or does he work on other? Has he worked on other SNL type movies?
No, he wrote on Saturday Night Live, and he also wrote on Seinfeld. He wrote those Roxbury sketches with us, like the Jim Carrey one. And that's probably the best one.
What was the genesis of that, or the origins of Roxbury? This wasn't something you and Will were doing. Were you guys at the Groundlings together?
No, we were at the Groundlings. We did these guys at the Groundlings, and they didn't speak then either. They were just, bopping, and they said score, and they raped a woman. That was about it, and people laughed.
It's
Over the Top does work for about a minute.
And so when you got... Now, the Groundlings is a sketch improvisational troupe that's been here in L.A. for many years. It's sort of what Second City is to Chicago. Yeah. The Groundlings is to L.A. I went through the Groundlings program,
Did you really?
And they booted me out.
What level did
I went through to the Sunday show, and they booted me.
Oh, that's good. No, but getting up...
I didn't get into the Sunday show. I just got...
Did you get close to it?
Well, I'll tell you off the air because I don't want everyone to cry. Listening to me.
Yeah, I'm really honestly going to believe there's going to be a lot of people crying.
Well, here's how the Groundlings works. You fight tooth and nail to get to be a groundling.
Right.
Other than that, you're either in the Sunday show, which is sort of like the farm team, or you just study with them. And you start at the beginning.
There's like 2 years of classes. There's a basic level, and then intermediate, and then lab. You
writing lab,
yourself,
and then advanced
class.
Right. And each time it takes money and courage to move on to the next one. And they, out of like 12 people, they'll let 3 people move up, and they cut people.
And only one person probably ends up getting in the main company after years.
Right. And then that doesn't guarantee anything. Although, Sherry O'Terry is from the Groundlings. Yeah. I mean, over the years, there's been
Lisa Kudrow,
10, 15 people probably that the Groundlings have put out just as Saturday Night Live alone. But I ended up getting cut, and I don't want to get into that.
What level were you cut, though?
I was cut at advanced.
That's a good level to get cut.
Well, I was only 24,
you really don't
it wasn't
That's
bad.
even better.
Yeah,
I lied about my age when I was...
How old are you now?
I'm 20, I'll be 28 in a couple weeks.
Oh, you're young. It's just a kid.
But I just took my watch off.
Where did you grow up?
But I was 19 when I joined. I grew up in a place called Mount Baldy.
Here?
Yeah. Do you know Mount Baldy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you just
mountain
pointed
over here?
towards the mountain?
Yeah.
Yeah, over there. Yeah, the mountain.
Wow, near Santa's Village.
Exactly.
Oh,
It's all it was like a caboose and a tree. It was like pathetic.
Wow.
Like Santa wasn't even there. It was horrible. Yeah, so I lived there. My parents, I was living with my stepdad and mother there. And they were studying
your
Zen
dad-
Buddhism.
Oh, I thought your dad like ran moonshine or something. I mean,
he runs moonshine. You guys can come at any time.
What's he doing?
He'll fix you up with a lady.
What's he? What does he do up on Mount Baldy?
Oh, my
I mean,
my
how-
mom and
how do you-
stepdad.
how do you
were
make
there.
a living?
Well, he was a psychotherapist. My stepdad was, and a marriage counselor. He was like the dullest of the dull, and God, that was insane. I think that's what made me go to comedy. I was completely, pushed to that direction. And my
And, like,
mom was a model, or was one.
They'd counsel like the staff of Santa's Village. I mean, and truckers that broke down. I mean, who else is
And
there?
occasionally there'd be like a body, maybe. If you're lucky, there'll be a body, and then the news would come up there, so you get excited. Like, hey, the news van is coming.
Right. You live in a city where you don't exist until some camper eats it.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting drunk and falling off a cliff.
That happens.
Oh.
Actually, I saw one time hiking around there as a kid, I saw like two guys and a girl like messing around in the rocks near a stream. It was so like...
How old were you?
It was like a 8.
Oh, that's around.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I bet you
That's
still
a big
call
step.
that one back up
That-
every
oh,
once in a
yeah.
while. Like when
That
you're
one
on the
comes up
road.
a lot.
That's good. All right, well,
I have names for them.
We'll take some calls. Yeah, I bet it, and I bet it's not. They're not Jewish names. Like they weren't the Goldfarbs.
No, they're Shachagel and Daigle and Sylvia.
Daigle.
Daigle.
Did Shafagel have a Daigle?
No, Bagel.
Dana,
Yes.
you're on 25. You're on Loveline with Chris Kattan.
Wow, I'm first.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have a little bit of a problem. I'm on Paxil, and I have pretty much a non-existent sex drive. And my husband is getting fed up with this. And
How long have you been on Paxil for?
about 9 months.
Well, Paxil is in the class of commonly prescribed serotonin reuptake inhibiting antidepressant medication. And the most common side effect I hear about is lack of sex drive, dysfunction of erection or ejaculatory phase, or in women, orgasmic dysfunction and libido drive. It just suppresses the whole thing.
But it affects both genders the same way.
Well, women actually.
Well, maybe you should take it too then.
Well, but women tend to describe it a little more vividly. When you look at do you ever see sort of sexual material and look at it now? I'm asking you a funny question. I mean, I've had people on Paxil.
That
say,
is a funny question.
Well, they say they look at pornography or something. They go, "Ooh, what? That's so weird. What are they doing? It doesn't make sense to me anymore."
And if that's true, just give it to me. I'll sort it out. No problem.
All right, but in any event, there is a way to improve that. That's the addition of Wellbutrin. A small dose of Wellbutrin, talk to your doctor about, sometimes really improves that side effect.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a pill too. But if you have to be on the Paxil to preserve your affect, to keep your depression treated, then you want to add Wellbutrin or switch to Serazone. That's another option.
You're gonna be like. Oh, my mind is fried.
I know.
Well, how am I tired already, Drew? I haven't even begun the show or begun the week. But I was going to say, you're going to be like Howard Hughes in 10 minutes. You're going to be walking around with the Kleenex boxes on your feet, taking pills for everything.
No. I mean, listen, depression can be very, very serious. Almost 1 out of 5 people will die from depression when they...
Die in which way? By killing themselves?
Yeah, 70% die of depression. Wow. And you've got to remember, this is a serious condition of which medication is clearly a cornerstone, but for which talk therapy is also equally important. And it doesn't sound like you're getting any psychotherapy.
I found that completely helpless.
So Dana, it says here that your husband wants to cheat or wants permission to cheat.
Yeah, he was asking me because right now, as it stands, we probably do it once every 2 months.
Yeah, but that's
and
ridiculous.
then it's just out of pity and guilt on my part.
And by the way, if you get permission, it ain't cheating. It's just screwing at that point.
You've got to
Right, but I felt bad for him.
An opportunity more than he was backed into a corner. You know what I mean?
Well, it's been going on for so long.
Well, only 8 months, right?
Well, for him, that's a long time. I mean, we used to do it.
What if you had cancer? Would he be behaving the same way? And you have a chronic condition,
I don't want to be insensitive, but I know Chris will see the logic in this. As a woman,
See the logic in
because you don't need to have an erection to perform sex, can't you just sort of hang out and let him hump you for a while?
you know, I've tried that, and sometimes we even have to stop like halfway through because I just hate it.
Wait, why you have to stop because you hate it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
not only I just don't.
Since she's been taking the Paxil.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
All right. But you don't like the dentist either, but it's just something, or the gym, you just do it
Let me
once
ask
in a
you
while.
this,
the
you know,
library.
You said talk therapy never helped for you. How long did you go to a therapist for?
In the beginning, in order to get the medication, probably less than a month.
Okay, listen. Talk therapy takes years to do anything. Adam, will you back me up on this?
Do we have to drag my own neuroses into every question?
Just back
You
me
have
up,
to
though. But people go, I
paint-
tried therapy, never works. How many sessions? Oh, 6 sessions. You know,
Yeah.
look, if they said 18 months, and they go, okay, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
But nothing happens unless it's done in months and months and months.
Yeah, you don't even get to the you don't get to the good stuff. You don't go in and start spilling the good stuff because it's a stranger.
Well, you're not even aware of it. That's
yeah,
the whole point.
well,
You
not,
don't
even,
come
not
and
only
have
that,
your
but
awareness.
it's like you don't just walk in and go, how are you? I'm Dr. Fagenbaum. Hi, I'm Adam. We on the clock? Anyway, I masturbate chronically. Fantasies. Sometimes I dream about, my mom with a penis, though, but that's good.
I've had that one.
My mom, you bastard?
Your mother had a penis.
Oh, you bastard.
Well, it's her problem.
Have you had that dream?
No, I haven't.
Mom! Oh, my God!
No, but there's an interesting... There would be an
It was bigger in mine. That's why I was pissed.
That's horrible.
There would be an interpretation of that.
Drew, what would the interpretation of that be? And I swear on my mother's grave...
Penis.
Although she's not dead, I have picked out a gravesite for her, so I can do that. I have not done this, but Drew, what would the interpretation of that be?
It's basically in the castration anxiety issues, which you have a fair amount of. Your mom hitting you with your own testicles.
I got nuts for 2. That was not my mom. That was haunchy women in my grandparents' swimming pool. That's all that dream was. Juliet?
Yes?
You're 32?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, my God. I can't believe I got through. Hi, Chris Kattan.
Hi.
I loved your movie.
Oh, good.
I've seen it 4 times already.
Jesus. That's not healthy.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, I absolutely love it. It is, I laughed all the way through, and I keep trying to find more friends to go back and see it with me because I'm embarrassed.
Oh.
To keep going to a movie by myself.
Wow.
That's
the more people you bring with you, the more embarrassed you'll get, though.
That is something.
That's amazing.
4 times.
That's amazing. Thank you very much.
It's just, I got to tell you, I don't know why you guys made such a fuss about the Butavi brothers being nerds. I thought they were, totally cool, and I would date one of you in a second.
Whoa.
Or one of them in a second. Because, I don't know, I thought they were real comfortable with themselves, and I thought that was real attractive.
Oh, Juliet, you're really reading a lot of nuance into this. It's a couple guys cashing in on a sketch.
Those guys aren't
relax.
supposed to be very appealing. Those characters.
Well, I found them appealing.
Oh, okay.
So
She's
anyway,
the men behind the suit, behind the gold, behind the glitter.
well, part of it was the suit, too.
Wow. Hey, let's do you
have a problem?
Not that something's got to be wrong with you to see this movie 4 times, but I just want to get a little history on you. You have a relationship?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah.
What's going on with that?
Well, actually...
I don't want to talk to her then.
Okay. That was one of the other reasons I called. I'm seeing this guy, and the general opinion is that he's an alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
But
whose opinion?
The court.
The general.
I think, ran on that one.
I'm the general. I have an opinion.
Yes.
Well, he was in the Army, and
it is the general's opinion.
Yeah, it was a general's opinion.
Son, you're alive. Now drop and give me 20.
All right, so he's alcoholic.
So, while he was in the Army, he hurt his back really bad.
Now he's on Vicodin?
Gotta have a drink.
Excuse me?
Now he's on Vicodin.
Yeah. He is.
Drew knows.
Put a
Oh, my God.
scoreboard. Is that the
Well-
scoreboard?
No, don't.
That's just a
don't give
typical
him points.
syndrome, Juliet. That's just a characteristic syndrome of people with addiction.
Oh.
He does not any longer have a back problem. He just now has opiate addiction.
Well, the thing that I'm concerned about is he drinks a lot. He takes the Vicodin and he drinks, and he says that the Vicodin doesn't do a whole lot of good, and that's why he drinks.
Juliet, this is severe addiction you're describing. Severe. This is more than just alcoholism. This is opiate addiction in the context of alcoholism.
Was your dad an alcoholic, Juliet?
No.
Oh, come on. There must have been an alcoholic you grew up around.
Well,
My dad was kind of a rageaholic.
Okay.
He's some kind of a holic.
Did he get drunk and then rage?
No, he just raged.
Wow, I can appreciate that. Most people have got to get loaded to really tee off on someone, but there's a certain honesty in just being stone cold sober and raging.
Was his dad an alcoholic or mom an alcoholic?
My dad drank when he was younger, but when he married my mom, one of the things she said that she wanted him to quit drinking.
Yeah, but if alcoholics stop drinking and don't replace it with some kind of recovery, they get depressed and irritable and become a mess and become rageaholics or gamblers or something.
Okay, then that's what happened.
So he's an alcoholic, and that's why you're attracted to these alcoholics. It just fits with that.
And that's why she likes these characters in the movie.
Right. They drink and womanize.
But hey, Juliet, you got to go to Al-Anon. You've got to go. That's your only hope. You're in deep with this one. This is serious addiction, and if he's not willing to do anything,
well, let her go see A Night at the Roxbury one more time, and then swing by Al-Anon. I mean, there's no reason to go straight to Al-Anon. She's not going to get in trouble at the theater. It's not like they serve booze or there's a bunch of.
Did he see the movie? Your husband?
She's going
to. Juliet? Did the Rageaholic see the movie?
No, the addict.
I mean, the Addictholic?
No.
Well, there you go. Get him in there.
Get him over there.
Okay.
It's the feel-good movie of the late summer.
So what, Juliet?
Well, the reason I understand what you're saying. My real question was, he's thinking about getting a back surgery.
It will not help, I promise. Make sure you talk to the doctor and describe his alcoholism and his opiate use.
He might look better.
It's amazing. I've had people come in on methadone and multiple drugs and morphine with back pain, and you take them off all the stuff for a few weeks, magically the back pain goes away. People with addiction, there's something called a pain reward cycle where the brain actually learns that if it has pain, it gets this intense reward. So it perpetuates the pain, and the pains can be excruciating, but the pain cycle breaks when you stop the opiates and doesn't stop when you give surgery.
Right.
Basically, back surgery generally shouldn't be done for pain. It's for neurologic deficits it's done.
Well, yeah, like you lose feelings in your hands. I think we had this discussion in Iowa at a diner.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Drew, here's what I'm going to do. When we travel, because of our schedule in the next few weeks, moratorium on talking.
Yeah, I don't want to speak to you.
Like, if you want the salt, I want you to grunt, and then I'll just hold it up over my head.
All right, smart guy, but on the plane,
I like to chat on the plane.
Yapping in my ear while I'm trying to work.
I'll make an exception for the plane.
Do you guys have a movie coming out?
We should. A night at the Hellberry, we call it. Drew and I stew in our own juices and yell at each other. Maurice.
Yes.
You're 27.
Yes, I am.
And you're a Libra.
What's up?
I'm a what?
Nothing.
I was thinking of that great song.
Oh,
Libra
yeah.
27? Oh, yeah.
What's going on, Maurice?
Slow down.
I'm a Libra.
Well, I have a girlfriend, and I like to stimulate her nipples and her breasts, and I like to do it a lot. And I was kind of wondering if
It sounds like he's doing it right now. This
what?
Crackle.
Well, I just was wondering if I do it too much. I mean, is it possible that she might start producing milk or something like that?
Yes, it is possible. But you talk about that as though it were something
scary.
Yeah, frightening to you.
Well, it's a little weird.
It's weird.
It is kind of weird.
But you sound really anxious about it. Is something concern you have about it?
I think he wants it to happen. He doesn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind it to happen, but
okay.
It's like a.
Are you trying to make it happen? You're afraid she'll realize you're trying to make it happen if you make it happen?
It's like rubbing the G lamp.
No, I talked with her about it, actually.
No, you can. It's not everyone will be able to do that, but that is one way by which that can happen.
I took an anthropology course, and they said something about virgins in Africa, being able to be wet nurses, even though they're virgins.
Yeah, it's possible.
Oh, I bet that was the best masturbatory session of your life when you got home. I mean, when you got on the bus. All right, Maurice, listen, you're a weird cat. You're into the boob milk. That's fine. But just be straight with your girlfriend. She can take it.
Oh, yeah, she knows.
Okay. In general, people who do produce breast milk, you got to get a pregnancy test, got to get a thyroid function test.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's somebody on a mission like that, if they're having sex, got to be proven not to be a pregnancy unless.
Here, let me give you my my lactating take for just 1 second.
Oh, please.
I was about. Oh, Jesus! What was that?
This engineer Mike doing something behind the console.
That's horrible.
There's a very small percentage. There's not a lot of in between. People have an opinion on this. A lot of guys are sort of don't want anything to do with it, and that's most people. And then there's a small percentage that is really into it. But there's not I don't believe there's many. I could take it or leave it.
You know, we need to develop like a grid.
They have whole magazines for these, Drew.
I know, but a grid where it deduced what these symptoms mean. What does it mean if a guy's into that?
Right.
You know, there's got to be correlations. You know, what does it mean?
It all goes back
calcium deficient.
It all goes back to mom.
Yeah, but to me, it speaks of some stuckness back at that stage.
But
even really still involved
something
with
about
getting
the mom,
some nutrition out of it.
He didn't get enough.
Something.
Well, assuming all sexual roads lead to mom.
Yes. In both sexes.
You know what that tunnel would look like, Drew. They all lead to mom.
Call him.
What is this specific areas, you know, and the different roads? And I, for instance, think that guys who have the foot fetishes have real low self-esteem because there you are. I mean, when the prince comes in, you kiss his feet.
Right.
And you get down at some. I mean, what could be a more subservient role than licking somebody's feet? You know what I mean? It's like, lick my boot, you dog.
Yeah, but that's what that means to you.
And they want to be stepped on. And we always talk to these guys, and it turns out to be about the same cat, which is they like that sort of humiliation, the degradation that comes with that.
Yeah.
What about someone who likes bigger breasts as opposed to smaller breasts?
That's good. That's healthy. That's fine.
No, I...
King of the world.
Thank
That's
God,
what they call
I can
it
go now.
Yeah. No problem there, right, Drew?
But isn't there like a difference? Like, I don't like big things. I like small things.
It means something.
You do?
Doesn't it mean something? No, I like bigger things.
Oh, you like big?
And maybe it's because of my mom. Maybe.
Well, I like the big breasts, too. And here it is. The guys who like the small breasts are gay. And then
Is that what that is?
Yeah. And then the further
Which
away...
is the same as a foot fetish.
Right. And
breast is a fetish. Big breast is a fetish.
Flat chest is like a foot.
Yeah, but big breast is a fetish when you really, really need it to function.
Right.
I don't need it. I just throw a tantrum if I don't have it.
This is Loveline.
Loveline will be right back.
Hey. It's the Loveline. The Goo Goo Dolls are here tonight. We're going to hear something off their CD real soon. Let's just take one call and then we'll get back to it. Are you allowed to touch that screen? I think it's weird when you touch it.
Yeah, well,
Shane.
Hey, what's up, guys?
You're 17.
Yes.
And let me tell you something. I know Westwood One. I mean, this mic was from 1957. This is the one. They stole it from the first NASA control room, I think.
Steve Allen broadcast on this with
That's
Gracie and...
The point is that screen is going to have to last for another 35 years. So don't touch it. Shane?
Yes.
Did you say hi to the Goos?
Yeah.
Hello.
Adam, you're a pimp, dude. I don't believe I'm on with you guys.
All right.
Okay, I'm not going to trip.
I
don't know what's wrong with me.
Drew's my bitch, right?
Go ahead, Shane. What's up, Shane?
No, I didn't say that. Drew's cute, but you're a pimp, Adam.
Yeah.
You're so funny.
Yeah. You should see me. I dress like a pimp, too, with the flannel shirts and the baseball hat.
Okay.
With a feather.
What's going on there, Shane?
Okay, like, since, like, you know how, like, girls, you know, they, like, experiment and stuff?
As children.
Yeah. I've been, like, I don't know what happens. I've just, like, been experimenting. I can, like, remember I used to, like, take showers with my friends and stuff. And it's, like, getting old now. I don't know. Okay, like, I used to babysit for, like, this lady. And I think, I don't know, they were, like, maybe they were touching their children or something. Because remember, I was, like, giving her a bath, and she, like, asked me to touch her, and I was like, you know, no. But I was like, 12, and I think maybe she was, like, 4. But then, like, we started doing stuff.
What did you start doing with her, and how old were you when that happened?
I was, like, 12.
And she was 4?
Yeah.
What kind of stuff were you doing with her?
Just, like, kissing her and stuff. You know?
Okay. And she asked you to do it initially?
Well, yeah.
And so you were concerned that maybe that child had been sexually abused, and you were sort of...
Yeah, but I stopped babysitting. You know, it was like, it wasn't anything uncomfortable. I didn't, like, feel bad. She wasn't, like, upset or anything, but she was, like, happy. And
that's a little uncomfortable, though.
She was happy and what?
She was, like, happy with it.
Yeah.
She always liked to come over and stuff, and she always wanted me to like, babysit for her and stuff, but...
What happened, Shane? Tell me specifically.
Couldn't have just gone to the pantry like me and made yourself some kugel?
What?
I mean, that's the thing. I don't know. Just
What happened? Come on.
I mean, me and my dad, we fight a lot and stuff.
No,
I don't think.
Did anybody ever touch you, Shane?
No, that's the thing. No, I mean, my dad used to hit us and stuff.
Okay, that's enough. You know, yeah. Whatever the form of overt abuse, it can create some funny kind of reaching out. It makes you, for instance, a good victim to other victimizers. So if there had been other kids in the neighborhood who had been victimized by adults, they would see you as somebody that they could act out on. And so you might have then been sexually abused by a peer. Did any, say by the age of 8 or so, 8 to 10, did any other kids your age ever really become sexual with you?
I remember in elementary school, some guy used to they were grabbing us and stuff, but they got suspended. But that was nothing really big or anything.
Okay, all right.
So what are you doing now?
What do you mean nothing?
What's your question now?
I don't know. Okay, I had my first orgasm with a girl. So just when I'm with guys or whatever, I have to pretend or something. I don't think that was the only time that I've ever actually felt myself come. I want to know if that was normal.
At 17, it's normal to.
How old was the girl?
What? We were the same age. I think this was in the 8th grade or something.
13. Something's up, Shane. Something is up.
Drew's not accepting. Drew will not take no sexual abuse as an answer on this one. Will you?
No.
I don't. I mean.
But wouldn't some good physical abuse be good enough?
No, the physical abuse set her up, and then some peer.
That's the only thing. Just
a peer knocked
we used to get hit and stuff, and that's the only thing.
No, I'm from adults, but I'm picking up that a peer, somebody your own age, did some stuff to you at a pretty young age.
I don't remember. I don't know.
And it sounds like you sort of describe your history of having been involved with your peers since a very young age.
Do you have any cousins in jail?
I don't know. The same age, maybe.
Okay, hold on a second.
Did I not say exactly that?
Drew was saying something with a peer. Although, a lot of our listeners, a peer is something that sticks out into the ocean. I mean, Drew, I think you confuse them with their, your age appropriate, your peers, and your what do you call mom and dad?
Parents.
What was that? No, you call mom and primary.
Oh, your family of origin.
Primary relationships and things like that. But Drew was hell-bent. I mean, Drew knew that somebody had touched her, and it was a peer at an early age, because otherwise you don't just start up.
It doesn't happen.
It doesn't just sort of come out of nowhere. So that did, in fact, happen. Shane?
Done talking about me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no,
so
I mean,
the story fits together now. So what is your question?
We got the commercial to do that too, but
what is the question now?
What's wrong with me?
Shane, the primary issue is your parents. Okay, this is where it all started. Your parents are abusive. They could not see you as a separate person with feelings. It takes an extreme form of narcissism to be able to strike a child, and that sets you up to be a victim. Other children who've been abused in various ways, particularly sexual, could then come on to you, and you would respond. And that then makes you very confused, has difficulty developing a sense of your worth and independence as a separate person. Your sexual identity gets very confused. You start acting out sexually to try to figure it out and get some human contact.
And it's what makes you touch the 4-year-old in the tub when you're 12 because of your experience leading up to that.
That's right. And it's a long, involved process to deal with this.
But so here's the deal. All we can ask is that you don't act out. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't.
You're 17, you like girls, you like guys, you're going to be susceptible to people who are victimizers.
Right.
You're going to end up going out with guys places you shouldn't go that are too old and drinking too much and getting into the van and the whole thing.
There you go.
Don't do that.
Find somebody who's not so exciting to be with and just hang in with that relationship and see if you can. And maybe some of this stuff will heal up a little bit.
Wow. Yeah. But isn't it amazing, and it's the thing that I find most interesting about this show, except for my comedy antics. That's really actually the most fascinating part for me personally. But the thing that's most interesting is Drew was 100%, and I was 75%. Sure that she'd had somebody had gotten to her, something had happened. And even though he asked at least 8 times, had something happen, something with a peer, something younger, she kept denying it. That wasn't even good enough. As a matter of fact, as I said halfway into the call, you know that happened.
Yes.
And even if the person who you're alleging this happened to is telling you straight out absolutely didn't happen, you still know.
It was funny how I had to back into it too.
Well, that's because they're confused by peers and primary.
Well, no, but it's true. But we got into when was your first lesbian relationship? Well, it was my first orgasm when I was 13. When was your first lesbian relationship? Well, at 13 I was having an orgasm. When was it?
Right.
You had to really nail her down to get her to begin the process of being honest.
That whole thing is really humiliating, and there's a lot of shame attached to it. So people are nobody's going to fess up, but you can tell. You can just tell if you're around it or not.
Yeah.
You know by the actions what led up to it.
Absolutely. Right.
And it doesn't just manifest itself out of thin air when you're
it's not because they're just somebody who's just into that kind of thing. Hey, it's just cool. Let them go out what they're into. Not into it. They're created into it.
All right. Let's. I think we should hear a Goo Goo Dolls song.
Yes.
We'll lighten up the mood a little bit. This song's not about molestation, is it?
Actually, no. It's about being a Catholic teenager and wanting to get laid.
All right, fair enough. It's called Slide. It is Slide from the Goo Goo Dolls off of Dizzy Up the Girl, the latest CD, and just another hit cranked out by the Goo Goo Dolls. I'll give you guys some dates where you can find them live coming up here when we come back from the break. And Drew, why don't you? I know you pretty much shot your wad for not only the rest of tonight's show, but up until Wednesday of next week. Yeah, Drew. When Drew leans back and rubs his eyes and holds the mic up to the heavens, he rarely does that kind of gesturing on the show.
Loveline. Be right back in a minute.
Programming glitch. Can we talk here for a second?
They are treading water in a sea of retarded sexuality.
Loveline. Exclusively on Tucson's New Rock. 92.1 KFMA.
I do everything. I can't believe we can say the same, man. Hey, it's Loveline.
On the air, Caroline.
What's going on there, Caroline? Caroline Ray is here from Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
What were you asking
Friday nights, ABC.
I was asking, you guys are at colleges, so what do? Do they put you in a big auditorium? And does it sell out?
Yeah.
Usually does, yeah.
That's great.
We did a 4,000-seater in the round on Saturday.
Wow. I always felt like when I did college, I was just like a funny courier. Hi, I'm here for the check.
Yeah, it's sort of the same thing. Well, you know what I was thinking about, actually, after doing my fair share of performing before ever doing this show or whatever. There's just a huge difference between showing up at a gig where you're just the comedian or just the performer who's on before the band, or just the performers there to entertain them, and the people they want to see.
Right.
It's a totally different situation, and it's 10 times better to be the people that they're there to see.
What always cracked me up is I have a huge collection of posters. I did like 200 colleges, and they're like, Caroline Ray, tonight, free!
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do a few freebies. The last one was, actually, was $8. No, let's see. It was, here's what it was. I remember reading. It was $5 for students, $8 for faculty, and $10 for townies, the locals.
Right.
They jack it up. But I thought, Jesus, who the hell's spending $10 to see Drew? I mean, me, I can understand. All right.
4,000 showed up.
Drew does nothing at those shows.
4,000 showed up? That's amazing.
Oh, we've done them with 8 or 9,000.
Stop being mean to Drew.
I swear to God, does nothing on those things, and I'm like dancing.
What can
Sammy
I do?
Davis Jr.
You know what, though? I find it's so bizarre. Like, when I first started doing college, I thought these people will be so hip and young. Some of them are, and then some of them were so conservative, I couldn't believe it.
We don't
It's
get the
like little baby
conservative crowd.
Republicans.
Not us.
We don't get that.
We don't get that.
This.
We are shocked at how outrageous they are.
I can't believe how brave they are, and they tell you this stuff.
Oh, did they say some weird
it's
stuff?
Unbelievable.
Oh.
Guy with,
Unbelievable.
The
I
funniest.
couldn't even have my anyway.
What?
Well, did I ever say that this man that I was going out with, he left me because this woman had a pierced nipple ring.
That's why he left you?
So I got a clip on. I got a clip on. That was a joke, Drew. But no, I mean, just even that whole pierced, the whole pierced part, I can't even deal with. Every child is pierced now.
We have. Oh, I don't know how many of our audience is pierced when we play these things. Although we did get a few guys with things
questions
hanging from the tongue. But the funniest thing of the weekend was we were in DeKalb, which is in northern Illinois, little
I've been
sort
there.
of corn town there.
Even Northern Illinois University.
Yeah.
And we had I think it was a guy standing up. And he stood up. Oh, no, maybe it was a girl. Who's the one who said, how should I put this?
Oh, it was a girl.
It was a girl. So she stands up. There's about 2,000 people in the auditorium. And she stands up, and she's sort of coy. And she says, I have a rather sensitive question. Let's see, how should I put this? My boyfriend, when we're engaged in sex, right before he, how should I say this, blows his wad. I was like, you had to go through all that to get to blow your wad? Imagine if she didn't give that pause, what she would have said. I mean, how delicate is blow your wad?
And how shall I put this? Blows his wad.
He goes,
Wow.
couldn't you use that pause for something better? Couldn't you have thought of something more delicate?
But wait, what was the question? Just as before he blows his wad?
We don't remember.
I don't remember what the question was.
Yeah, you just went blank after that.
No, he went on for 10 minutes about abusing her. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I did not abuse her. Janine?
Yeah.
All right, so you're 32.
Yeah.
You would...
You're very young.
Kids messed with you.
You would classify yourself as a sexual addict now.
Yeah.
And you were never the subject of abuse by adults, but you did have some older kids in the neighborhood do some pretty bizarre things to you,
Sexual
right?
abuse of children on children, by children on children, is one of the most rapidly growing areas of abuse.
Yeah. Yeah.
And listen, there's a reason why, though, that you were presenting yourself as a victim for that. In other words, kids that engage in that kind of thing usually have some stuff going on in the home already.
Okay. Well, really, there wasn't. I mean, I came from a really strong, family, a religious family, and there was really nothing like that going on in the family.
No. I don't mean any abuse going on, but I mean just something that kept you out of the home, kept you out of the neighborhood, and sort of looking for attention, looking for connection with people elsewhere. You weren't being properly cared for in the home, let's say.
At what point does a kid realize that that's wrong?
When 32.
30. No.
And they're in therapy.
Dr. Drew. Wait, now, do you mind, Janine? I just want to ask, Dr. Drew?
Yeah.
And do you love the way that I always call him Doctor? I never drop the Drew. Can you just define what a sexual addict is?
I define it, and again, this is an area that is just gaining sort of a clinical acceptance, or at least clinical clarity, as somebody who has ongoing progressive sexual compulsive activity that has significant consequences on their life, disrupts relationships, financial circumstances, legal issues, health issues, and in spite of these consequences mounting, the behavior goes on and maybe even gets worse.
So a man who's a chronic masturbator, is he a sexual addict?
Not necessarily.
Absolutely not.
No, he's a radio talk show host. Okay, sorry, Adam. I didn't remember what it was called.
I'm going on almost 3 hours, so I don't know what you're calling addict.
Quite a stretch for you.
Yeah. When we travel, with the 2-hour time difference, it's like a record every time we go to Chicago.
Joining the Mile High Club all by yourself.
Hey, Janine?
Yeah.
I know we didn't really get to your question, but we spent enough time on you anyway.
That's
so
okay. All right. Well,
you're in therapy.
Yeah.
Stick with it. You sound like
listen,
you're doing
12-step models are very good for this, in addition to the therapy. So really go to SA, SAA, that sort of thing, okay?
All right. Drew's pick another call here. Matt?
Hello.
What's going on? You're 17. You're on with Caroline Ray.
Hey, Caroline, I just want to say you're really hot. I got to just say that right now.
Thank you, Matt.
She is.
I'm almost twice your age. Oh, my God, I am twice your age. How frightening. No, I'm just short of being twice your age. All right, I can't add. Never mind, Matt.
Adam, I gave you that number last week for that video that you wanted.
Oh, yeah. What the hell did I do with that?
How'd that work out?
I never. I was so busy. I think you gave it to me like on a Wednesday, and then we did the MTV Music Awards, and then we went out of town.
You did the MTV Music Awards?
Whatever we
attended them.
We just attended them.
Oh, nice. I was in a movie. I'm sorry. I saw a movie. Same thing. Whatever.
Oh, did.
God, I'm never coming on post-nap again. He's so crappy.
I'm always post-nap. Post-nap, nap-apostle. Matt?
Yeah.
What was the video?
Is that why you're calling me?
I wanted to see how that worked out.
I haven't got the video yet. It was called Spank Me, F Me, but it wasn't really F Me, but it was the whole word. It was had Kayla Cleavage and Minka.
Kayla, Klinka, and Minka?
No, Kayla Cleavage and Minka.
Those are two different people? Kayla Cleavage?
Kayla Cleavage is one gal, although she's almost 3. And Minka, who's one gal who's almost 3, too. Very hot Asian chick, Minka is.
Minka is.
Big busted gals. Very interesting.
Good plots, these movies?
Don't know. Never have the sound.
Don't know.
But always wanted this particular movie and was never able to obtain it.
You are? You're like a great-looking Howard Stern. That's who you are.
Really?
Yeah.
Great. Did you hear that?
Yeah,
thank you. Hey, Matt?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to let you go.
You're going to let me go?
Yeah, I thank you for that number, though.
That's no problem.
All right. Well, I got to get down to that.
It's good that you're getting 17-year-olds to give you numbers of porn films, Adam. You're a real role model.
It's a very rich life I'm leading.
Well, Adam has a bunker.
I have a porn bunker.
Let's talk about men and porn, okay? Can we do that?
Yeah.
What is the deal? What's the deal with men and porn, men and phone sex, all of this? Is this something women should worry about or not?
Never done phone sex.
No.
Never done phone sex? No, because you've got a radio show. They call you. That's
right.
the
Why should
only
I
thing.
pay?
Minka and Colonel Cleavage, or whatever they're called. Colonel
Kayla,
Cleavage. That would be the adult version of Clue.
Men will sort of do anything that they can do. Anything that they can.
So when is it healthy and when is it unhealthy?
When it interferes with their ability to have intimate relationships.
Well, don't you think it always does if men think that women really look like that? Did I ever tell you that? I had a boyfriend who was completely obsessed with porn. It was really lovely. I almost was knocked unconscious by an avalanche of porn, which I opened the wrong closet and it fell on my head. I was like, what's this? Help. But he used to look at the Victoria's Secret catalog all the time, like just disgustingly. And I said, it really bothers me that you do this. And he actually said, he goes, you know what, honey? None of these women are as funny as you are. And I go, oh, good. So get out your little mini Pearl poster and put that up. None of these girls are, because that's how they're selected in the Victoria's Secret. I used to put it in the garbage. He would get it out of the garbage. Like, that's where I put it for him.
That's great. He's like brushing off the coffee grounds and whacking off. God bless him. That's a good angle. None of these women are as funny as you are. And, he certainly was right. I can tell you that. Caroline Ray, I don't think chicks are funny.
Right.
Caroline Ray is definitely one of the funny ones. Absolutely.
Adam, you're too kind.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back.
Adam and Dr. Drew will be right back on Loveline in just a minute or two. Call 1-800-LOVE-191.
Loveline on 92.1 KFMA.
Well, I got to tell you, I really feel good about that show.
Yeah.
Even though I'm probably drunk wherever I am.
Well, that's why you feel good.
I really delivered.
It was harmless.
Yeah, I really delivered the goods tonight.
But
I want to thank the fabulous Sherry for doing a fine hypothetical job screening the phones tonight, the Angular One producer, and of course, Engineer Mike. Without him, none of this would be possible, and I mean nothing. I'm not just talking about radio. All right, so until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The views expressed on Loveline are not necessarily those of the staff, the management, or the sponsors of this radio station.
And are probably not the views of Westwood One Entertainment.
Loveline is produced by Ann Wilkins Ingle. Now, please listen to this station longer.